Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. A big play there on the first play of the game. 41 yards on the ground. They had trouble stopping the run last week in a loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, McNair. He's going to fire one, and this is taken in at the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you,
and he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's James. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
To throw on 2nd down, Bradshaw. Yeah, he'll find Hall. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bradshaw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now McNair. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, you got 3. You got 3. 3 down. You draw quarter. Check it back. Check 3.
James. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Looking to throw. Bradshaw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Tomlinson. And an alley to run. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Titans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a give right side. It's James, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
70 Indy. Hey, Alpha.
Brings up second and 10.
Don't get nervous.
At the
To throw on second down. Bradshaw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Ready, set. 52. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Sit.
On first down, James. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Charlie.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradshaw. And he will find his man on the outside. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll run on first down. It's James. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. To throw on second down, Bradshaw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Watch the twist.
Back to throw. Bradshaw. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. On now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. This from 54 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. Even at 46 years old, Vinatieri's still dangerous from long range. He was 4 of 6 from 50-plus a year ago, and he drills another one here.
How about that technique? That's what gets it done every time. Great technique, great torque. 46 years old. Ha!
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. On first down, Tomlinson. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll hand this to Tomlinson, running right. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50. Coming to you. Hey, Mike 50.
Out of the gun, it's McNair. That'll be caught. It's Hester. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. The end result, 21 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now McNair looking for a first down throw. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. This is Tomlinson. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 31 yards there and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Second and 10 at the 12-yard line.
On second down, it's Tomlinson. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see it.
They'll try and pick it up with Tomlinson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will push this lead up to 20 now. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Browns take over 3rd and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 2nd and 2. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd?
Check nickel. Shoot.
Looking to throw. Bradshaw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is. Execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On 1st and 10, Bradshaw trying to lay one up. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. McNair. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Go!
Looking to throw on second down. Bradshaw, he's going to float this one deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 18. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw, McNair. Escaping the pressure right. This one taken in by Hester. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Tomlinson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Check tight.
They stay on the ground. Tomlinson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set them up 1st and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
The carry here for the big tight end. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Tomlinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 5, but they're still left with a long 4th and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Brandon, a lot of times coaches see these situations present themselves on film, but how often do they actually call it? We just saw it here, and what an end result. A huge touchdown off of a terrific call.
Extend this big lead.
43, Browns 3.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run it with James. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
X3, 218, chopper.
2nd and 13. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Room to run past midfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A good pickup there for the Browns. 15 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st down, James. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
General West. Check.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's James. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 17. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll run on 1st down. Tomlinson. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Tomlinson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down now, Tomlinson. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Nashville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd down, Tomlinson. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Bradshaw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
To throw on 2nd down. Bradshaw got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. That went good for 21 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, it's James. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Hester. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down, Tomlinson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. On 3rd down, Tomlinson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now it's Tomlinson. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Shifts past him at the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Handoff left, Tomlinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with